See these lights? Yeah, you notice light, you know how it's bright in here? Yeah, well, this movie doesn't know anything about lighting. Hey guys, how is everybody doing? Continuing on my Alien review series leading up to Alien Romulus releasing in theaters tomorrow, I believe, by the time this video goes live. And today, we're going to be talking about Aliens vs. Predator Requiem. A little funny history about this movie for me is, when I was first joining YouTube, I talked about this multiple times. When I was first joining YouTube, I reviewed the Predator series back when Prey was coming out, and I reviewed Alien vs. Predator, talked about that in the video I just did. But with this movie, when I was talking about this movie, I was very mad, and I was very upset with this movie, to where when I went up to put my title for this movie, and I did what I usually did, like Aliens vs. Predator Requiem 2010, I believe the year this movie came out, review. But after I put review, I put in, I believe in all caps. I ended up deleting that whole title off of it. But I believe in all caps I put down, fuck this movie. And my dumb brain at the time didn't know that YouTube would not take very kindly to it, but my video said checks complete, no issues found, as they usually do when you make a YouTube video. But, like, 5 minutes later, after I posted that video, I got an email from them saying that this was not good, basically. I got an age restriction, and I don't know if I got, like, in trouble, I don't know if I got a strike, I don't know if I got, like a probation or something. I don't know. I don't remember what I got, but at this point, I don't think it affects my channel anymore. I don't think it affects me anymore. But after that day, I was like, okay, I'm gonna be smarter. And 2 years ago, 2 years later, I look back at that and I go, wow, what a fucking idiot I was. But I've soon learned my lesson. I'm never gonna do that ever again because I want to be on YouTube's good side and not be young and stupid like I once was. But with that all out of the way, let's talk about my thoughts once again about Aliens vs. Predator Requiem. Starting off with my positives on Aliens vs. Predator Requiem is I do really like this version of the Predator, and if I'm not mistaken, they said in interviews and different type of videos when they talk about this movie is that this Predator was actually really inspired by the wolf from Pulp Fiction who comes up and cleans the mess up from Sam Jackson and John Travolta's character, to where he's played by that one guy from Reservoir Dogs. I forget his name, but he comes in and he cleans up the mess, and that's what this Predator is nicknamed is, the Wolf Predator, is to where he comes in, he cleans up the mess from the aliens, kind of tries to hide some sort of like way that they were there or anything, try to hide evidence that they were there. And I really like this Predator, to where he's also like really badass with the two shoulder cannons that he gets in this movie. That was absolutely awesome. And the little dagger thing that he just throws and cuts all the aliens in half. And there's only one predator in this movie, and that Predator just wipes them all out. That guy is so badass to where he just wipes out face huggers, multiple aliens. He fights the Pred alien at the end of the movie just like they are nothing. He is just so badass. And if I ever do like a Predator ranking, he would probably be in my top three because he is just a badass Predator, and he's just absolutely cool, and I just really like the design of that Predator. So yeah, that Predator is just absolutely badass. And I would understand why some people would say this is a negative or it doesn't really work for them because it goes over the top with them, but I really dug the gore and the violence of this movie. Now, absolutely, I will agree this movie can go a bit over the top with its violence and a bit over the top with its gore, which I completely understand. When I watch this movie, I'm like, oh, dude, really? We're gonna go that far, killing kids and all that, but I just know that sometimes it's fictional, so it just doesn't bother me too much. But I would understand why some people wouldn't enjoy this movie because it goes too far. But some kills I do really enjoy. My favorite kill is when the Predator, not the Predator, I believe it's one of the human characters that shoots a xenomorph that's on top of this guy, but the acid obviously goes on his face and just melts his entire face off. Brutal ass kill, and a kill that I really enjoyed. But yeah, I will completely understand why some people won't like the violence because it goes too far, and I'm not going to argue with you with that because I completely agree with it. I completely understand why you might not like it, but I personally enjoyed it. It didn't bother me, and I'm just a gore horror myself. I'm a horror hound for it. But I'm a huge gore fan, and the violence in this movie, it's pretty good, and it looks mostly practical from what I can tell. Moving on to my mixed aspects, the Pred Alien or Alien Predator, Predator Alien, whatever you want to call this thing. To where one hand, I really like the thing. I do like this character. I do like that design. I do like the concept of a alien that has predator-like effects. But it's just completely wasted, honestly. If you ask me, this was just wasted potential because when you think about it, an alien with predator-like abilities. There could be so much there you can do. You can still have the alien like quirks with the long tail that's sharp, the inner mouth, acid for blood, stuff like that. But the only predator stuff that it adds is that for some reason it makes the thing taller than other predators, not predators, other xenomorphs. It makes it taller than all of them. It just for some reason has long hair like a predator, which doesn't make any fucking sense to me. And it has a little things on its face and that a predator does. That's it. Other than that, it has no predator like actions. The only thing that reminded me anything of the predator was when the part when he ripped the spine and skull out of the chef in this movie. That's the only predator like aspect that creature has. There was just so much wasted there to where honestly it could have moved like a predator. It could have hidden trees, it could have moved fast, it could have done something, but they completely wasted it. Sure, it's still cool to see. Absolutely. Is it kind of cool to watch? Sometimes, but sometimes it just goes overkill sometimes and just overdoes its violence. But like it's just absolutely wasted potential. I like seeing it. The design is decent at best, but they just completely wasted the fucking potential of an alien with predator like aspects to it, but they don't do jack shit with it. Now moving on to my negatives, and my first negative is the characters. These characters are so fucking miserable to sit through, and you know, I talked about it in the first one, those at least in the first movie, the characters were excuse me, they were somewhat likable, but in this movie they're just so fucking annoying and they don't get any some sort of development to where this movie tries to make them likable, but there's just no fucking development. And you sit through and watch so many different characters where it feels like an anthology to where you get these two characters that are brothers. One went to jail somewhere. This other guy's a pizza delivery guy, and he has this crush on this girl he goes to college with, which goes absolutely fucking nowhere and doesn't even need to be in the movie. And then you got this deputy or sheriff or whatever, the sheriff of the town, which I couldn't tell you one thing about him except that he's a sheriff and he does cop stuff. That's it. I don't even remember his faith at the end of the movie. He might have died at the end of the movie, all I remember. And then you get this like mom that was at the military and hasn't seen her daughter in like some number of years maybe. That was interesting, I guess. I was kind of interested in that, but it doesn't end up going anywhere to where she tries to rebuild her relationship with her daughter because she's been gone for so long. But again, doesn't fucking go anywhere. It doesn't need to be there. But these characters are just so insufferable to sit through. And then you get the girl that the pizza delivery guy has a crush on. She does nothing. She's only there to be the hot love interest. To where the only thing I can remember about her, which call me out all you want for it, is the part where they go to the swimming pool and then she just gets in her bra and underwear, and to where she just strips down to her bra and underwear. That's all I can remember from this character. Call me out on it, but I don't care. All these characters are just so fucking insufferable to sit there. It's just like, I don't care. I don't care that you want to get with this chick that's hot as fuck. I don't care. I want to see aliens and predators fight. Where the fuck is that? Barely get it. And something that I always remember this movie for, and always something that I hate this movie for, is this movie is dark. Not tonally wise, but in some moments it is very dark tonally wise, but fucking visually. There was like, it looked like there was only two lights on the fucking set of this movie. There was like no lighting, and try to watch this movie during the day, which I mistakenly did. You can't see shit going on in this movie. You don't see fucking anything.
I can't see fucking shit out of this thing.
To where like the predator is like killing these bunch of aliens, the aliens and the face hug like when like there's a part in the sewer to where the face huggers are crawling around, you can only hear them, and then all of a sudden there's like jumping on their faces and you can barely see it. Now, I will admit it didn't bother me a whole lot because on my TV I can kind of turn up the brightness, but it's a bitch to get it back to where it was originally, so I don't want to fuck with it. So I could have fixed that if I wanted to, but my TV's an asshole when you try to fix it. But it's just like, dude, where was the lighting of this movie? There should be no excuse. Did you waste it at all on the practical effects? Did you waste it all on the designs of the Pred Alien and Aliens and the Predators? Which, if you did, bravo to you. But it's just like, dude, where's the lights? If you want me to watch your movie, I need to fucking see what's happening. And if anything, this is a nitpick. There's always something that I hate when a horror movie does this, and it is a huge pet peeve for me. Whenever a horror movie does this, I instantly have a huge problem with it. Now, if it's only like one quick scene and it doesn't show it, I'm okay with it, I guess. If it just makes me just visualize what's going on, I don't hate it as much, but I still hate it. And that is killing babies. I absolutely hate it when a movie kills babies, and technically, I don't think this movie did at first, or maybe it did. I don't like to think about that. I hate it when a baby dies, especially for someone who just had a newborn sister born at the end of May this year and who's now like 2 or 3 months old now. And for someone who's a big brother to that little sister now, and seeing the scene to where the Pred Alien like fucking puts this like weird tentacle like thing down this pregnant girl's mouth, and then we next time we see her, there's a bunch of like chest bursters in her stomach. That is way too far. That is way too far for me, and I fucking hated that. And there's a part to where the Pred Alien is doing that, and there's a bunch of babies crying. It's like, dude, it shouldn't bother me too much. And like I said with the violence earlier, I can understand, but it doesn't bother me too much because I know it's fictional. But when you bring babies into the picture, it fucking infuriates me and just makes me feel uncomfortable to where I just lose enjoyment in the movie. It's just like killing babies isn't fun. And I get it, what they're trying to do is just showing that no one is safe and that nothing is safe from aliens. Which I get it, but when you bring babies into the mix, then there's a whole different story there. I hate it when a movie does that. I hate it when horror movies do it, especially. It's just one of my biggest pet peeves in a horror movie. If you do it, you're going to lose my interest. All in all, guys, I do not like Aliens vs. Predator Requiem. 2 years ago, I fucking despised it. 2 years ago, if you asked me, I would have been like, I will never watch that movie ever again. It is a garbage movie to our existence. But 2 years later, I still don't like it, but I don't hate it. I still want to recommend it. Maybe if you want to see a more R-rated version of Alien vs. Predator, I guess you'll get it, but they sometimes just go overboard with it. So that's the only thing that this movie can offer you, is just an R-rated version of Alien vs. Predator, but we don't really get it until like maybe the last 30-ish minutes of the movie. What do you guys think about Aliens vs. Predator Requiem? Have you seen it? What do you think about it? Do you like this movie? Do you not like this movie? Do you prefer this over the original Alien vs. Predator? Let me know in the comments below and we shall talk about it. And if you like this video, like it. If you love to subscribe to the bell notifications so you will get notified for all my latest videos. And of course, until my next video, I'll see you all next time.